YouTube, welcome to the top 8 grand finale and top deck list by watching as long as you can, even if we're on in the background. That greatly supports these videos. We have Armed Dragon in the brand new ban list where Max C is semi-limited. Armed Dragon level 7, what are you doing here? Royal version of it. Heartbreaker is a master with this deck, facing off against a top tier deck. Snake Eye Fire King, are you ready? Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Unicorn is very powerful if the opponent plays only one Promethean Princess. When this was quite popular in Snake Eyes, a lot of the Asian player tournaments are playing double Promethean Princess. If we look at Mad Sada's extra deck, there's only one Promethean. It's one of the best banishes. As soon as the opponent activates a monster effect on resolution, say goodbye to Promethean. Now, we're not going to count that as a form of disruption, but the birth is also, I'm not going to count as disruption again, but it's still also very powerful. If they get 3 cards in their graveyard and they activate a spell, on the resolution of the spell, we now can target 3 cards in the graveyard and banish them face down. Super disruptive here. In addition to that, we have Borload negate anything. Colossus ensures they cannot add any cards in the deck to the hand outside of just normally drawing them, so it's a floodgate. And then we have triple monster negate with the Apollo USA. Now, Apollo in this deck is not as good as in other decks, as it does not have the protection of something like a Link Karibo or a Yubel. Let's see what's good. 4 Disrupt plus 1 Floodgate, 1-for-1, discard to special summon the Ponix. We only have 2 cards in the graveyard. We're going to attempt to destroy the Apollo, forgetting that the Apollo was made with a Masquerena. Monsters linked off using this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and it's very easy to forget this because normally when Masquerena turns into Apollo, it's through its own effect of activating of turning into Apollo. Reasonable to forget this. Now, what you have to understand is the Colossus cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect as long as you have a Thunder monster engraved to banish instead. And despite our mishap here, we do get to trigger the effect of the Sacred King Garunix. As we chainlink, oh yeah, we chainlink Blockguard negate by instead banishing it because you did use a spell to trigger Garunix. Garunix is not in hand, so instead of using Apollo or the Borload to negate, we just simply banish it. That's it. You don't get to summon. That's holy blowout. That is crazy. Damn, that birth was, even though I wasn't counting it as part of the disruptions, it was a big disruption. We have Snake Eye Ash on summon, searching our deck for the Poplar. We're holding on to the Ash. We're not letting them eat it preemptively. Hold on to the Ash, don't let them eat it. We're going to now Poplar into the Link Karibo as the Poplar triggers to equip itself in the back row. This is where we could Ash. Ash, negate, mate, but there's a cross out designate to negate that Ash. And just like that, we do have Lava Golem, which is similar to what a hand trap does. The hand trap helps mitigate the power of the opponent going first, but you can argue that a board breaker like Lava Golem is more consistent because you do have a chance to draw it for your first turn, where we continually see people drawing into Maxi once it's too late. This Lava Golem is almost a full blowout. The problem with Lava Golem here is that it's a fire. Because it's a fire, it combos up with Kirin. Because it's a fire, it combos up with the Promethean Princess. And also it combos up with the Garunix. Now, if it weren't a fire, so let's say we have a Super Poly instead, we Super Poly this field, they have no field, we straight up win. They have no way to trigger their effects. They lose all their disruption. But that's not the case here. They instead have the ability to Reborn Masquerena into a double banish, Amble Whale, pop a card in the field, triple monster negate with the Apollo. Well, let's not even count up that. Let's just give them the Lava Golem. We already know what's going to happen. Okay, first Fenrir, then Lava Golem. Now, why do we do that? This states that You cannot normal summon / set. It's only normal summon / set, not special summon. That's fine. Valor, negate the Fenrir. Sure. Now the Kirin could pop the Golem, and that will trigger Garunix to then pop the Kirin. Yup, we're popping off from here. Garunix come forth and summon, as I am saying. Pop Kirin to then reborn a Fire King Arvata, take out the Kirin. Lightning Dragon Ruler can be negated by the Arvata, which is exactly what happens. And we still have Promethean Princess and Grave, plus Amble Whale pop. So we still have about 2 disruptions. And the Skyburn. So still had 3, even through a Lava Golem because of the Lava Golem being fire. We're gonna Fire King Island, it does not matter. Let's scoop it up. Give you Fiendsmith? Are you sure you can handle Fiendsmith? We are using Tempest Dragon Ruler to search our deck for a dragon. Oh boy, let's draw for our turn. Now with this hand, what I say, late to the party with the hand trap where this could have been a board breaker instead. Now the Alcanics adds from the deck, which you're not allowed to do because of the Thunder Dragon Colossus. Poplar adds from the deck, not allowed. Ash cannot add from the deck. So we have 3 cards in our hand that are pretty useless besides the effect of Ash summoning a monster from the deck. The Diablo Star can still set from the deck even under the effect of Colossus. We do have Skyburn plus Alcanics, which you can try to pop a card in the field, but the Thunder Dragon Colossus cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect as long as we have a Thunder and Grave. So in addition to that super disruptive Floodgate, you have Masquerena with the double banish into the Little Knight play, Boarload Omni Negate, Baron DeFleur Omni Negate, plus an Ash Blossom Negate. That is 5 disruptions plus a Floodgate with a 6-card hand. I think we're in trouble. Okay, Fool Loss. Yep. We activated Fool Loss. We didn't discard it with Diablo Star. Now, the Masquerena will give us the ability to draw a whole card. 1 whole card. Yep. We are setting up the original Sinful. Nope. Masquerena just dies as we lose the double banish play. We're now just on the Ash Blossom negate the original Sinful. We have a Floodgate, Boarload, plus Baron DeFleur. That's it. 3 disruption left. Can't activate Alcanics, but we could try to pop, negate the pop, and we're now down to Baron DeFleur plus the Floodgate. The Floodgate worked. It definitely did, as we're going to grab a Hida, make a Hida. Hida's still a fire monster from the opposing player's graveyard. Baron DeFleur, negate and destroy. But when you destroy Hida, it can't add because of the Colossus when it normally would have added a 1500 or less fire monster from our deck to our hand. RIP. Damn, that's nuts. That is nuts. Could have what? Add Ponix, pop off of Ponix, which also can't add. Thunder Dragon. Yurievna setting up with Emblema Oath into the Primera. We're going to be chaining Max C to that special summon, playing directly into the Triple Tactics talent. We can now take a gander at that hand, but there's now 2 good cards to return back. Ash negate the Primera from searching for a field spell, and it looks like we're going to have to end. Just setting an Azure Rune. We're going for the draw too. We are not ending. I don't think so. Off the top of the deck, we're still ending. Yeah, that was not good. Now, the Azure Rune can negate an inherent special summon. And does that work on the activation of a Tenpai in the battle phase? And does it work against Sang and Summoning? Yes and yes. This states that when your opponent would special, negate the summon, so the monster is not actually on the field. And when activating Azure Rune, because it's not a counter trap, you do have this window where you could chain additional cards to this, where normally you can't. And you can't use anything that would target the monster on the field. The monster's technically not there. And it's kind of interesting because if you're trying to negate the activation of a spell on the field, it's still considered to be on the field, but the monster's not considered to be on the field. It's an interesting ruling. So Sang and Summoning does not protect, but you can, when you activate the Synchro Summon in the battle phase, as the Azure Rune tries to negate the summon, you could put your summon on Chainlink 2 to dodge the negate, and then the negate would miss the timing. When your opponent would summon, and then it misses the timing, so it does not negate. So we're going to be summoning this now early to try to stop the summon of a Biden Dragon. And as I said, going to the battle phase, it will still negate. Wow, we're going into it anyway. Now, Biden can't be reborn. It's not properly summoned. That's it. 3 attacks happen, no good. Grab a Genroku. We're going to discard Full Loss after adding Genroku as we then chain our Droll and Lockbird to that add, disallowing us from adding for the rest of this turn. Genroku is going to be jumping off the field after attacking, counting towards the 3 attacks. So we have 2 more attacks. Vajra, Reborn, the Chandra summoned from the deck, attack, 1 more attack left. And the Bident now can't Reborn, but if we summon another one, it could. Chandra, Synchro Shokan into just another Bident. There you go, doesn't matter. Reborn the Pydra, barely an inconvenience. Just let them burn the Azure Rune and then just make another one. All right, yeah, Tenpai is still good. Begin. We have Imperm and Ash. Diversifying your portfolio of negates is the way to play around board breakers like Droplet. They can't do a massive Droplet to then negate all the monsters because you got the Azure Rune to then follow up negate a special summon. We have the Nibiru, tribute the field after 5 summons. Baron to floor, negate anything. The Azure Rune plus the Silhat Rabbit could pop a backrow card like the Sangan Summoning. I won't count that as a form of disruption though. We have the Woes, which could synchro with the Engrave level 4 monster that returns the Rasilla back into the extra deck. That's going to be a full field, flip the field face down. So you have about 4 disruptions. Another Droplet. It's not enough, man. It's not enough. And the Fadra is not a combo starter. It's no good. Fadra does nothing on its own. It's got to have a Tenpai Engrave. Gold Sar coping on banishing Blaster to search our deck for a monster. Come to us, Dora the Explorer. On summon, searching our deck for nothing is Imperm negates. Ain't no way. Fadra is no good. DD Crow and Valor though, maybe that'll be enough. Dora activating for no reason. You know, you could actually feel out a hand trap here if they maybe still have something. It wouldn't be another Imperm or Valor though, as you can't use it again on the negated Dora. We have Toy Box setting up the Toy Soldier plus our Toy Tank. Now with this, we could set another chicken game it up. Draw a card as the LZ sends the Toy Soldier to summon itself, searching for a Sylvie. We have not committed to a normal summon yet. Toy Soldier reborning from Engrave, not getting DD Crowed as we search for another copy of Toy Box. We have the effective Sylvie searching for a Tales of the White Forest as that committed us to our normal summon, now making a Rasilla. Rasilla on summon, discarding the Tails to search for a Woes. When are we using Valor? When are we using DD Crow? As we set the Tails back in the field after being sent to the grave to activate the effect, to now search our deck for an Esteller. Let's turn this into a Baron de Fleur. With our Baron de Fleur, we could pop our Toy Tank, which will trigger to reborn itself from Engrave. No, you're not, because we're going to DD Crow to Banish. Not using Baron de Fleur to negate the DD Crow, which the Valor would have then negated the Baron de Fleur. We're going to draw 2 cards with our Triple Tactics talent. To battle we go, not enough for lethal damage. Main phase 2 it up, set up our second copy of Toy Box, which both Toy Boxes combo with each other. One is the setup, the other will pop the toys and then trigger them to come out on the field. Now, what we have here is Nibiru Disruption, we have Baron de Fleur, negate anything, we have Woes flip the entire opposing field face down, we have Droplet to negate, Quadra Disruption plus a Fadra. This Fadra, Reborn, Dora, what the heck, if this card, read Dora. Dora says, if normal summoned, if special summoned, do nothing. So Fadra's nothing, Dora's nothing, this hand is nothing. It's no good. Hey, we draw into a Nibiru, okay. End our turn. That's actually our best play. Sure. We are going to be activating the Sylvie, returning Rusilla to then trigger the LZ on the summon of the Sylvie, which will then trigger the effect of the Esteller to come forth. And while we used Woes to summon the Esteller from the deck, that is, as we then summon a Rusilla all within the end phase, discard or send to the graveyard a spell/trap card, triggering the Toy Soldier to reborn itself onto the field, activating to search our deck for a Sylvie. I think Tenpai loses. We are going to Chicken Game, which Chicken Game will disallow Konami from dying because their life points is lower than the opponent. We're going to use the effect of Rusia to send the Chicken Game, so no longer are we protected. 7,800 damage, and just like that, White Forest completely eliminating Tenpai from the event. White Forest is clapping it up today. What is happening? Begin. Now, the Coral Dragon says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, draw a card, but it specifies what kind of card. A Synchro Summon card. Is it Synchro Summon? No, so it does not have the effect to draw, but it still has the other effect. Discard a card, target a card the opponent controls, and destroy it. It is a spell speed 1, so it'll be next turn. But we could just use it to Synchro with maybe something like the Woes of the White Forest, summoning a White Forest, and then performing a Synchro Summon into a White Forest Synchro. That could be good, as the Lulu Walla Lilith will be able to negate a monster on the field. Baron DeFleur will be able to negate anything. Imperm will negate a monster. Woes could go into a full field flip potentially. We have the Scourge, which could tribute off the Coral to negate a card on the field. We have Valor to negate a monster. 6 disruptions plus a Maxi. Let's go. Activate that Maxi. Call to the Grave, finger that Maxi. Really? Not negating Call to the Grave, at least with the Scourge? Sure, we still have our 6 disruptions. We're going to start this off not with a Snatch Steal, but with the Museum. So we're going to chain Woes to summon from the deck a level 2 non-tuner to, with the Coral Dragon, make a Diabelle. Now, Diabelle could turn herself into a level 10 Synchro or give you the ability to flip the opponent's field face down. We have Walla Lilith, which... this negates a card or a monster? I thought it negates a monster only. It actually negates any card face up. Yeah, 1 face up card in the field, not a monster, so it does negate. Nicely done. We're now down to 5 disruption. Snatch Steal attempting to steal that Baron DeFleur away. We are going to negate. And to trigger the Lulu, you have to move a card out of the extra deck, which is what we did here. Original Sinful, send the field spell to summon from the deck a Ricardetto to then special summon Renaud to recycle the Snatch Steal back to our hand. Valor, negate. Triple disruption left. We still got more plays, and they're running out of juice. We're now going to be making an Isold. With the Isold, we're going to search our deck for a Quantum Red Layer. We're going to send 4 equip cards in the deck to get negated from summoning a monster from the deck, which would have been a level 4 warrior. Imperm, negate. 2 more disrupt. We have Gearblade being added back to the hand as it was sent to the grave to activate a monster effect. We have Flame Sword's Realm, discarding the red layer. We're going to chain Diabelle to summon from the extra deck, likely a Formula Synchron. Or a Silvera, which has no monster to flip on the field face down. So we're down to 1 disruption left. With 1 disruption left, that is enough to just scoop it up. We had no further plays. Honcho has surrendered to White Forest. Are you ready? Let's go. Connector summon from the deck. Now, why do you have to Ash this? Well, they'll summon a Dolphin, which will steal the Ash out of the hand anyway. So you got to. It's not that it's a good Ash, you have to. We're going to Museum, search for Durendal. Durendal, equipping onto the connector to search for a Fireflint Lady, which will give us another way to go into our Isold. Is this enough? The Angelic Ring will negate the first spell activating while this is equipped to the monster. Negate the effect of a spell card or effect. So even if the spell card's activating in the graveyard, let's say we send a spell to then trigger the tails to add back to the hand, it would be negated. Now, the Ultimate Flame Swordsman does have the quick effect of destroying a monster on the field because we have an equip. And then we have Ash Blossom to negate. Now, the problem is the Angelic Ring has no spell card to negate. Flame Swordsman pop on a Stellar right away before it even activates, but they don't even have a spell card to send. Anderson bricked. Uh-oh. Well, so much for that. The Ultimate Flame Swordsman wasn't even really needed. We have the Gear Blade. Reduce. Baboost. Holy moly, over 10,000 damage. Start the damage step. Double the attack. Yep. Okay. Double the attack until the end of this turn, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. So it's over 10,000. And then Gear Blade says, at the end of the damage step, you could send this to the graveyard, and then your 10,000 attack monster can make a second attack. Am I correct on all that? That's 20,000 damage? Toy Soldier setting up a toy box. Toy box setting up a toy tank and a toy soldier, but with no way to trigger them. No, just the toy soldier, not even the toy tank. There is a secret disruptor here, and it is the toy box on attack declaration. Your monster will be destroyed. A lot of people forget about that. Beyond that, we have double Imperm, Droplet, and Ash Blossom. Quadra disruption. Heritage of Chalice, searching our deck for the Noble Arm Museum. Noble Arm Museum's not even a hard once per turn. It could search per copy we have. We have an Almace being added from the deck to our hand. Fighting Flame Swordsman being negated from searching. Negate. Now from there we have 3 more disruptions. We're going to equip the Durendal onto the Flame Swordsman, activate to search our deck. Ash Blossom will negate the search mate. Thus, we did not search, so we also do not destroy. Okay, we have the Angelic Ring also equipped onto the Flame Swordsman, which will negate the Droplet. We're now going to follow up with the Fighting Flame Sword, searching our deck for the Sword Dance. Uh-oh, we're negating with the Toy Box. Okay, so the Toy Box gets negated by the Angelic Ring, but what about the Droplet? Do we Droplet? Toy Soldier is reborning, which will cause a replay on the attack. Did they commit to the attack before using Droplet, or is this on the choice of the replay? Did we mistime this or what? Bro, wait for the damage step if you're gonna send a monster. No! What the? It called off the attack. You gotta wait for the damage step if you're gonna send a monster. If they redeclared the attack for the replay, then Droplet sending a back row could have worked, but not a monster. You caused a second replay, or you did it before the replay even happened. In that case, you just damage step. Now, the Sword Dance. What is going on? Durendal wasn't going to protect it, right? The equipped monster is not protected or anything like that. And what I don't even know what this card does. If a monster is special summoned, you could special summon 1 level 7 or lower fusion from your extra deck that is Flame Swordsman or mentions it, then change 1 face-up monster of the field to face down. Flip a monster face down. Okay. Level 7 or lower. This doesn't summon the ultimate one, right? No, that's no good. And on top of flipping face down, we have the Chain, which will also flip a card face down. We have double flip face down plus negate a spell. Is that good enough? We have Toy Box activating. Sure. Sylveon summon. So there goes the Angelic Ring, searching for the tails. We're going to Salamangreat with Chain, flip down the Sylvie before any potential extra deck play, and that was enough to end their turn. Dolphin off the top of the deck means that we can make a nice sold, or even Durendal searching will help us make a nice sold. We do know that there is an impermanence though, so we're going to send a Turpin from the deck. Turpin sees that we have an equip card, thus allowing us to special summon from the graveyard. Museum every single turn could search our deck. We're going to grab a Joy Use, as we now make an Eye Sold to go right into that impermanence. Do not imperm the first effect because a lot of people play more than 1 Eye Sold, as you can see here in the extra deck. Wait for the hard once per turn second effect to negate. And just like that, as we're sending 1 equip card, we want to summon a Renaud from the deck. No good. Gearblade triggering to add itself from the grave back to our hand. We already committed to our normal summons, so no Dolphin play, but we do have Promethean Princess. Triggering the Fighting Flame Swordsman to send a Salamandra, triggering Salamandra when sent to search for a Salamandra fusion. As we then Promethean Princess reborn the Flame Swordsman. Man, that was spicy. I liked that a lot. Make Promethean trigger its effect, and then reborn it with Promethean triggering its effect. We have Flame Swords Realm, sending Red Layer, which was fueled by the Isold to summon a Flame Swordsman, equipping Salamandra Fusion onto the Flame Swordsman. Holy flame! Ultimate Flame Swordsman is here, equipping Salamandra onto it. As we O-Gear, equip onto the Flame Swordsman here, popping a card in the field, burn for 500, Museum Reborn and O-Gear from the back row, equip a Gear Blade onto the Swordsman, 4,300 attack with the Flame Swordsman, gets destroyed by the Toy Box, boost to 5,300 attack, and attack for over 10,000 damage with the Forbidden Droplet is going to reduce the attack by half. Reduce down to 2650. Do we still have game? 2650, Gearblade allowing us to attack again for 2650. Another 3,700, all of our monsters can attack again. Lethal damage. Damn. 1-for-1, discard summon a Snake Eye Ash from the deck, searching our deck for a Poplar. Now, what do we have? Oh, Super Poly. Maybe we should count the field after the Super Poly. Now, the Flameburge being sent to the grave, triggering to reborn level 1 fires, ensures that we still get to make use out of our Promethean and our Garunix. That's great. So what's the purpose of... This is a toggle on, by the way. If you're not toggled on, you are not going to be able to make this play. The purpose of toggling on and using this right away is so that Flameburge is not able to summon the Masquerena from the back row. In the TCG, they would activate Flameburge, and you go, hold up, you didn't make sure that I wanted to use my player priority in the draw phase to activate Super Poly, and then they'll freak out thinking that you didn't even have that idea, and you pay off the judge, they'll side with you on this. Fuse the field, discard Banishment, say goodbye to the Flameburge. Moo Dragon. This, if used very carefully, we could turn off Promethean Princess. And what's also crazy about this, there's a weird trick to this. Your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute. Declare fire. Now, Promethean can't target your own fire monster because the Moo Dragon's fire. Now, if we know that that's what they're doing, we could just Apollo negate. So I'm going to be very curious to see how this plays out. We're trying. Okay. Apollo, do you know? Are you lacking critical information? Are you going to negate this? Yes, we are negating. We're not allowing that. We get to add a Serenir to this, though. That's fine. Goodbye to the Link Karibo. Now, water monsters are still untargetable, but I mean, we're going to be summoning a bunch of dark monsters. Ash and Ponix triggering Promethean Princess in response to that Serenir. Yeah, this feels kind of off because the Serenir was summoned before there was even a fire monster to get pop in, but within the window of when the Promethean would trigger, there is then a fire monster, so gotcha. We're going to be grabbing an Oak and a Skyburn Serenir, triggering to send from the deck a branded spell or trap, or maybe a Lubellian Bestial. Garunix being triggered because a fire monster is destroyed to summon itself to then activate to pop a Kirin from the deck. That Kirin will then reborn in our Vata to be a monster negate, taking out the Moo Dragon mate. Now, the Ponix adding back to the hand's not a big deal, but what is our current field situation? We do not have a Masquerena play because of that Super Poly, but we have Arvata negate a monster, Apollo negate a monster, Ash negate an interaction with the deck, which they're not going to use unless you activate Branded Fusion, which is a pretty good upside if you don't have a way to even go into your Branded Fusion, or you just forego using Branded Fusion at all and just make plays by being immune to the Ash. Now, they may catch on to that and use Ash on something else, but likely they won't, because a lot of people are hardwired to not let you eat their Ash unless it's a Branded Fusion. We don't have Ambler Whale. We have Triple Disrupt. Retribution, add from the graveyard back a banishment. This is not really a play. Okay. Let's see what is good. We have Fusion Deployment. Deploy by revealing Mirror Jade to summon an Albaz to fuse with the opposing player's side of the field by discarding the banishment. It did give us a card to discard. That is worthwhile. Negate, but do not destroy the Albaz. Now to battle we go, wiping out the other disruptor. All we have left is the Ash. That's it. Branded in white. If we're using an Albaz, we could fuse with the Grave, summoning of Mirror Jade. This finger is the Ash. That's it. Alibur on summon. Search from the deck for a branded fusion. Well, I guess now we're going to eat their Ash. Okay, sure, that's fine. We already used up our Retribution to add back, even though the branded fusion would not be activatable again. We do have a non-target monster banish here, which within the end phase, we're going to say goodbye to that Promethean Princess, as there is not another copy in the extra deck. Quem is going to be summoned during the end phase, sending a Mercurier from the deck to the grave. Now, what's unfortunate is the Mirror Jade is a once per 2 turns. It cannot be used again during the opponent's turn. So what do we really have here as a form of disruption? We don't have anything. Now, the Quem could reborn Albaz if there was one, but we can't. We can reborn the Mercurier, which can negate a monster effect if they summon a card from the extra deck. Skyburn, wiping out 2 bodies on the field. Mirror Jade was fusion summoned as it was on the field, so it will trigger to wipe out the opposing field during the end phase only. Surely we could lethal. We could turn the Apollo into a Zealantis here if we want to. We're going to send the Masquerena for Diablo Star. Let's speed up in game because we know where this is all going. We're going to make a Dark. Dark can steal the Mirror Jade. Thank you very much. Arcing Island, pop a fire, grab Volcanics, trigger Garunix, reborn from Engrave, popped from the deck, and Volcanics. We're done. That's it. Snake Eye Fire King. They did go first, though. Now, even though Snake Eye Fire King is now going second, I've been harping about all day today how powerful Snake Eye Fire King is going second. They don't prefer to go second, but they have a great go second. Begin. Branded going first. Send Albaz from the deck to randomly draw into our Retribution. Setting up our Branded Lost to now use Branded in white to fuse with our graveyard. We have Fualos, which will ensure we could draw per special summon from the deck or the extra deck. Using away the Albaz in hand from Engrave to now make a Borreload Furious Dragon. This will give us the ability to pop a card in the field as the Branded Lost searches for a Quem. Quem on summon will send from the deck a Branded Sword, which can add back a banished monster. We're going to do that right now, giving us back our Albaz. The Quem does have the ability to reborn the Albaz Engrave to fuse the opponent's side of the field. Now, what we have here is the pop a card, plus if a card leaves the extra deck, we could reborn Albaz to fuse with their field into a form of disruption and trigger Lost to grab a Mercurier to monster negate and super polymerization. It doesn't look like it, but this is essentially 5 disruptions. It's actually 6 because the Mirror Jade non-target monster banished could send a Rinbrum. Well, no, okay, it's 5. It's 5. We can't do the Albaz again. It's going to be 5. 5. Only 5. After getting Fualos, that's a pretty good amount of disruptions to have. But to counter Branded, you can have a Fualos for the turn 1, Max C for the turn 2. That's how they get countered. You do need 2 Maxis to stop them. Now, we are chain linking like crazy. What is going on? A lot of Branded players, I don't think they have room for Garura, but they play Moo Dragon. Is that true? We just say goodbye to Quem, so we don't have the play of reborning, except with Mirror Dragon, sending Rinbrums. We could still do that. We do have Garura in here, so we are a lot more versatile with our super polymerization, as we're going to use right now discarding Retribution to fuse away Volcanics and Garunix into that very much needed Garura. Now down to Quadra Disruption. Branded Lost is not grabbing a Mercurier. And, okay, so I think we don't have a way to go into the Mirror Jade now. We're out of Disrupt besides the Borreload Furious. Yeah, Borreload Furious is our only play. Lane Burge, we are actually really dependent on the Quem to even go through the whole fusion line. We just have Furious. Pop Garura, draw a card, maybe draw into a hand trap. Taking out Flameburge, which will trigger to Reborn 2 level 1 fires. Ash is negating the Garura because we're the non-turn player, thus our trigger effects are on a higher chain link. They're not getting chain link blocked by the opponent. Reborning the Ash and Poplar. We have Sanctuary setting up the island. We are out of Disrupt. We used up everything. We got nothing. Summon a Garunix. Boy, what did I say? Snake Eye Fire King's got a good turn too. You believe me now, right? Did we really cheat a lot? By cheating, did we have like extra board breakers? Dude, we didn't even use the Max C. Fua lost turn 1, but I mean, they still had a bunch of disruption that we played through. It's a lot of gas, a lot of big plays. Snake Eye Fire King right now, I think, is the most well-rounded deck of equally. It is still better going first, but it has a better go second than any other deck that's not Tenpai. That's within the top tiers. And you saw it. You see why. 2-0. All right. In the top 4, Honcho versus Lucas. Begin. Brandon's over 30k gems to build. Bro, that's disgusting. Pop the Flameburge, grab a Garunix. Garunix trigger off of a fire monster being destroyed. Come forth and summon activating to pop from the deck and Alcanix. Alcanix summon from the deck a Garunix, turning this into a zombie vampire. We need this to miss. This is not allowed to hit a Diablo Star, a Poplar, a Snake Eye Ash. Please, chill. Oh, hey, whoa, that was my Diablo Star. What the? Holy crap, that was ours. We're gonna set an originals. I mean, I'm looking at just their cards milled. It wasn't that bad. And now we're screwed. Wow. Zombie Vampire, milled Ash, then added back with Sunlight Wolf. That is 1 disruption, 2 disruption with the Veiler, double monster negate with the Apollo USA, pop with the Skyburn, that's 5 disruption. We have Promethean Princess, that's 6 disruption. We have Garunix into Kirin into 7 disruption, just 7. Can we play through 7? As the museum grabs a Durendal. Durendal can equip onto any monster to search for our level 5 or lower fire. No, it cannot, as we pop it by taking out the Ponix. Wipe it out. We're now down to 6 disruption. Garunix triggering into a Max C. We do have Apollo to negate that Max C. Of course we negate, as we're now down to 5 disruption left. Now, let's reborn the Garunix. Pop from the deck a Kirin. Kirin, reborn, engrave the Garunix. Taking out the museum. Now we're at 4 disruption. We're actually at 5 because of the Fire King Sanctuary going into the rank 8 Xyz. We're going to Veiler negate the Dolphin as we're now down to 4. Or Disrupt. As the Salamander triggers, Apollo negate. After being sent to the grave, attempting to search our deck for a Salamander spell and trap. Not going to happen. We're going to Salamander, equip onto the Dolphin, and then scoop it up. So what's going to happen is, on a special summon, the Sanctuary could turn into the rank 8 Xyz, which would then destroy all other monsters on the field. Rarely it ever happens. So I usually don't count it as a form of disruption, as they may not even have it in their extra deck. I'd have to double check. Wanted Seeker grabbing a Diablo Star. Ualos does not need to be used early. You would not draw for the summon of Diablo Star. It's only from the deck or extra deck. There we go. I'm all for fighting toxicity with toxicity, and that means if you're gonna max C, I'm gonna play a Dimensional Barrier for my thrust. Now, Dimensional Barrier against Snake Eye Fire King, not very good. Their extra deck is looking too blue, as the Dimensional Barrier stops everything but the blue monsters from the extra deck. Holy crap. Now, what do we have here, despite us getting Fua Lost? We have Baron to Floor, Omni Negate. We have Salamander with Chain, flip a monster on the field face down, which we could do in the damage step. We have Imperm Monster Negate, triple disruption, but Imperm could go even with at least one of those disruptions. And the crossout can negate the Imperm. So what the hell is this? It looks like we're just gonna have flip face down and that's it. Imperm, go even with the Baron to floor. We're now down to 2. Volcanics gets Imperm. Crossout Designate says, I don't think so, mate. Or no, we even just Kieran dodge it. Dodge the impermanence. Volcanics pop Kieran, Kieran pop Volcanics. They love each other, they get popping. We're gonna grab a Garunix, then trigger the Kieran, and the Volcanics also triggering the Garunix. Lots of triggers here, but don't worry, we could flip a monster face down, and that's it. Is that gonna be enough? No, we can't. No, we have nothing. We're done. Again, Snake Eye Fire King proving how powerful they are going second. Absolutely absurd. Back-to-back 2-0s, by the way, advancing to the grand finale. Grand finale right after this. Heartbreaker with Armed Dragon versus White Forest. This is how you know Tenpai is falling out of the meta. Evenly matched. We have not seen this card for a while. In fact, we've only saw it before Tenpai's release, and now it's possibly making a comeback. What's great about evenly matched in White Forest is, if you don't need it, just discard it to activate one of your great card effects. Begin. Armed Dragon going first, special summoning our Unicorn. Unicorn grabbing our Birth. Birth will allow us to reborn our Unicorn back. We have the Armed Dragon live from the deck. As we have level 7 in Grave, we're going to be, I'm not going to pretend like I know what Armed Dragons do. I'm just kind of reading the duel log here. We're going to be searching for a Tempest Dragon as we now turn the field into a Galaxy Tomahawk. We do have Ash for Auroradon. What the heck? Okay, it didn't keep the attack gain. That would have been crazy. Now, the Unicorn can look at the extra deck, banish an extra deck card. A very good card to banish here would be probably the Diabel, right? And this being mixed with Centurion can make it a bit more confusing on what other card you may want to be banishing. There's a lot of good options to banish here. And then the Birth could banish 3 cards in the graveyard face down after a spell card effect has been activated. Now, thankfully, the Centurion cards in the back row, they are not spell cards, they are continuous traps, so that does help. But the problem overall is Omni Negate with the Board Load, Triple Monster Negate with the Apollo, plus the Floodgate with the Colossus, and the Ash Blossom Negate in interaction with the deck. That's about 6 disruptions, 5 plus 1 Floodgate, and then the interactions with Unicorn and Birth. Imperm! What the? Top decking Imperm so we could evenly match the field? That's huge. That's big deal. Wow, that won the whole duel. If we win. All the disruptions gone. We have Colossus and an Ash Blossom. We still got some plays. We're allowed to draw. Wow, we couldn't follow up. That was it. We drew one after banishing the whole field. Okay. Tempest banish from the graveyard to come forth and summon. No Typhon is what you're asking. Come on, man. Typhon's a losing strategy. Who wants to play Plan D in their extra deck? Ash Negate, the burner mate. Wiping out the Rusia 2400 to the face, evenly match again. Banishing Tempest face down. We don't have any other Dragon Rulers in Grave. We still can't add from the deck. LZ can't add. Toy Box is going to be setting up back row cards. Now, the Toy Box states it can destroy the Colossus on attack, but Colossus can protect itself from being destroyed by banishing a Thunder monster from the grave instead. We got issues here. To battle we go, attempt to destroy, banish a Thunder from engrave. How many other Thunders do we have in grave? We have, is there any other Thunders? Was that the last one? Dragon, 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 Dragon. There's no more Thunder. Colossus is not protected. It can be destroyed by battle or card effect. We're going to set up Trudea. Trudea is not ashable. as we have a Gargoyle heal here. We have Toy Box popping the Toy Tank, reborn itself from the graveyard. Toy Tank tributing itself to reborn a monster from engrave. We have the Rusia, which will draw a card by sending Trudea. We have Gargoyle special summoning itself from the back row, Synchro Shokan into Legacia, which will destroy and draw. Take out the Colossus. Chainlink block. You can Ash Blossom negate the effect of destroying the Colossus. That's why you want to block it up. By messing up the Chainlink order, you mess up the entire duel. Wow, we're making a comeback. After that turn 1, a Stellar sending a spell/trap to summon a monster from the deck. A very good negate on that Ash. Let's further go into the Silhouette Rabbit. Let's speed this up. Rabbit set the Azure Rune. We got 5,000 damage here. Let's see what Heartbreaker can draw into. Legacia setting up a back row. That's not really going to be doing anything relevant. Blaster off the top that is summonable. Banishing 2 fires from the grave to come forth at 2,800 attack. Attempting to take out the Silhouette Rabbit, but it's an illusion monster with that weird effect of not being destroyable by battle. Legacia equipping from our hand the Gargoyle. Now, can Blaster's summon be negated by the Azure Rune, which negates an inherent special summon? No. We're going to be searching for the stand-up Centurion through the effect of the Primera. Legacia is so large that it's able to just wipe out the Blaster as we then Silhouette for game. Evenly Matched is back on the menu, and we can see that they are playing more than one. Pile Arm Dragon, discard to come forth and summon, triggering the level 7 to search for a level 5. How many disruptions do we have? We have Ash negate interaction with the deck, Borlo negate anything. You cannot add from the deck. You are going to get double Little Knight banished or maybe Apollo'd. So we'll see. 5 to 6 disruption. Emblema Oath setting up to the back row Primera. Primera special summoning itself. And now we're going into that Little Knight banish. On summon, activate to banish Primera. Primera could not activate to search, but now we could Triple Tactics Talent to take control. By negating the activation, they could have another copy of Triple Tactics Talent. It would be activatable. Negate. You have Ash, Colossus Floodgate, and Little Knight. We're going to not Ash the Stellar. Interesting. Banishing a Stellar instead, holding on to our Ash. Sure. Rusia, discard a card to draw 1, gets negated. Negate, draw 1, mate. This little finger is just Colossus Floodgate. So no real disruption beyond that Floodgate. As the Baguska puts everything into defense, it does not negate Colossus. It would only negate the activation of a card in defense. So the effect of protecting itself from being destroyed, does it negate that? No. No part of Colossus is negated. Lava Golem, as we now banish to summon a Tempest from our grave. Was that off the top of the deck? Where'd that come from? Banish from our graveyard to summon a Blaster. Oh, was it not like a third Tomahawk? Are you sure? Into the Dragon Overlord. This is 9,000 damage, triple attack. Attack number 1. Attack number 2. Attack number 3. Now, if a monster blocks, it's not actual 9,000 damage. It's just 3 attacks at 3K. Lethal damage with the Little Knight. All right, Heartbreaker, you know how to go first. Everyone knows that, but do you know how to go second? Can your deck go second? Toy Box, pop in the Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier, reborn. Searching our deck for a level 4 spellcaster. We've not committed to the normal summon until now. Sylvie's searching for the Tails. Valor negate a monster, Ash negates something with the deck, Azure Rune negates the ability to special summon something that's inherent, not something, it would be a Unicorn would be negated, but not a Tempest. We have Woes, which could flip the entire field face down if we have, I don't think we actually have that play. Let me count this up again. We have negate a summon, Valor negate a monster, negate interaction with the deck. We do have Blazar, Dragon negates. We have Baron to Floor negates. The Woes, I think, could be used with the Trudea. Is that what we're doing? You summon a level 2. We don't have a level 2 tuner, though. Trudea's not a tuner itself. So I'm not exactly sure on the Woes doing something relevant here. I'm not so sure on that. We don't have... The Stellar's not going to trigger. The LZ would have to trigger. What triggers this again? If a light spell caster is special summoned to your field while this card's in the graveyard, it could then add to your hand. That is not good. So I would say about 5 disruption. And say goodbye to the Blazar and the Baron to Floor. We're now down to 3. Woes plus Trudea. Okay. Chaos Angel is what it's doing? Okay, yeah, thank you. Yep, that's the Chaos Angel play with the field spell. Nicely done. So we had more disruption. We had 4, now down to 3. Say goodbye. Give the Azure Rune, Valor, and Ash. Negating the effect of Tempest from adding from the deck a dragon. Any dragon. Even a non-win dragon has been negated. We have Valor and Azure Rune. Burner, discard, and a special summon from the deck a Blaster. As soon as I get another body in the field, we have to summon the Azure Rune. We got to do it. Discard. Yep. There we go. On the activation to summon, we're going to summon the Azure Rune to negate the Tomahawk, to negate a Link. We got to. Now we have to go to battle and take out the Azure Rune. Now if we read the Chaos Angel, what the... Chaos Angel is making it so the Azure Rune cannot be destroyed by battle. That's a problem. The Graham does something. This states that you can target a face-up monster, its effects are negated. So we could try to do something like that, which we successfully did. It is negated. It will not negate the summon of Rebellion Dragon. Hold up. Hold up. 9,000 damage over 15 a bunch of times. That's not game, right? Wait, but then Armagram? Who's got a calculator? Is this game? Hurry up. No, that can't be game. That's not enough damage, right? Again? Okay, yeah, we're good. We're fine. Holy crap. And then we Zeus. The Chaos Angel's unaffected by Zeus. Again. Lava Golem burn for 1,000. I forgot about the Lava Golem burn. That could have been almost lethal. Wipe the field. Zeus. Chaos Angel still here. 3,500, big enough to take out that Zeus. Oh no, Heartbreaker, you are breaking my heart. I think this is the end for you, no? How do we deal with Chaos Angel? Unaffected by monster effects, cannot be destroyed by battle. Is that what we wanted? I don't know. How this deck works? Banish to summon Armagram. Armagram can't affect the Chaos Angel. How do we even out the Chaos Angel? They have Valor, Droll. I don't think we even Droll here, right? Do we? We do. Did Zirievna know that the Droll did something or not? I have no idea. We're going to summon the Pilearm Dragon. Wait. What if we don't try to deal with the Chaos Angel and we just try to go for game? This is a boost. It's going to boost the attack equal to the monster's level times 300. Thus, we have to Valor. Negate. I'm not letting you boost up to swing over Chaos Angel for game. Uh-oh. Armagram does nothing. End our turn. Ooh, this is crazy. 1,100 life. Can we afford to keep Chaos Angel in attack position? I don't know if we got to just put it in defense or what. Are we going to regret this? Okay, level 3, send 5, max C. Were we even activating especially? Yeah, we are special summoning. Wait, send this card, special summon. Okay, sure. Level 5, send to the grave, add a Tempest. Level 5, send Tempest, special summon Pilearm. Boost again? Is this game? Level 7 times 3 plus 29. Boost. 5,000 attack against 1,100 life. Lethal damage by not putting our monster into defense position. Back-to-back pile armed. No way. Did we have any piercing battle damage in your deck? I don't think so. I could check. So what's the word? Pierce, right? Piercing. Piercing. These are the words of piercing. And then we type in Armed Dragon. Nothing pierces an Armed Dragon. We could have just kept it in defense, mate. Ain't no way. This should be a wild duel. Begin. Lightning discard corridor, and everything we have said is now happening. Negate with the Ash Blossom. But Lucas has no plays. This is no good. We still don't have any plays. What the? How am I supposed to lava golem if there's nothing to lava golem? Off the top of the deck. Holy moly. This is what happens when Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about one-card combos. Just wait for that one-card combo. Not it. Lucas. Oh my goodness. I'm cringing, man. What is happening? We just drew our Garnet. This is trash. This needs to be in the deck. One-card combo. Let's go. Ash Blossom, negate. And we got cross out, designate, or the finger mate. Finger the Ash. I'm surprised we fingered the Ash now knowing we have fingered ourselves, but actually I'm not surprised. It is correct to do so. Crossout can negate Imperm and Ash and Maxi. The finger can only negate the monsters in grave. I mean, from here, this is, yeah, one card, lethal damage. So let's speed this up. Looking at the hand, return back. Fire King Sanctuary, Fire King Island, pop Garunix in hand, grab the Sacred Garunix, trigger Garunix, summon itself on the field, pop from the deck a Kieran reborn from the graveyard, further turning this into a Promethean Princess, Promethean reborn from engrave, and just like that, 9,300 damage for game. Wow, one card. Tempest, send an attribute of wind to get the effect of searching for any dragon we want from the deck. We're now going to be using the effect of Fool Loss in response to the Thunder Dragon level 3, drawing a card. Because it could draw into a Called by or a Crossout potentially. We're going to summon the Pile Armed. Now, this Pile Armed special summon does not count towards the Fool Loss. It has to be from the deck or the extra deck. We're ending our turn with just Max C. Is this enough? Because I see one card combo versus one Max C. So you now have to, oh wait, we have Called by, it doesn't even matter. Oh my gosh, no. Why does Called by and Crossout exist? Negate, finger the Max C. All right, let's see how we go from here. Snake Eye Ash. Grab Poplar trigger, summon itself, search our original Sinful, Poplar into Link Haribo, trigger the Poplar, equip itself, send it with the Snake Eye Ash, actually keep it up, and then we send it with the original Sinful to summon the Ponix after we summon the Flamers from the deck with the Snake Eye Ash, sending Link Haribo, push the Pile Arm Dragon into the back row, make a Hida, trigger the Flamers, reborn 2 level 1 fires, steal the opponent's blaster, and then turn the Hida in another monster into a Promethean, reborn the Flamers, and just like that, an immensely one-sided duel. That's really freaking unlucky. What the hell was that? Damn. Heartbreaker, you know I love you. Everyone here does. You're amazing. That was really unfortunate. And you know what? I will still, even though you may not have won, I will still try to learn the deck. I'll do it. I will do my best to do that so I could commentate it better, as you will inevitably be doing well again with the deck. But I need to know, will Fiendsmith make your deck better? Is your deck, what's the next level of Armed Dragon from here? What future support? Obviously, the light and dark dragon rulers will make you better, but anything in between, or we're just waiting for that? Max C, semi-limited, and we applied the banless early. Boom. What is this? The prophecy foretold that Branded would dominate everything, that this would no longer be The meta weekly, it'd be the branded weekly with Alibur at 3, Serenir at 3. I think something happened with branded opening also. I don't even remember. Wow. I could tell you that today there's a lot of Bestial. So there's two things I want to look out for on the top decks page under the tournament filter. We're going to count the Bestial usage, which does counter branded. So you have to understand that a deck benefits when they don't have a target on their back. And branded did not have that target. So if you tell everyone branded's the best deck, that alone could then make it no longer the best deck, as you now have cards to counter what you are thinking to be the best deck. But if now we see that branded's maybe not as good as we thought it would, maybe people play less Bestial and then branded will become the best deck. It may be a seesaw of back and forth Bestial usage and not using it. But beyond that, let's see what is good. Starting off with Sword Soul. Sword Soul maybe snuck its way into the top cut due to just simply using Bestials. Or Frank is just really good because this is actually not a real Sword Soul deck. This is Bestial Centurion Sword Soul, with the main play being making the Grandmaster banishing the Blackout to then make a level 12 Synchro. Good job on you. Very powerful deck. We also have the Toxic Shiranui Saga play with the transaction rollback thanks to the Beatrice. Looking good. Good job, Frank. And then an actual Sword Soul Tenyi, which no Bestial. Sword Master, Master of the Sword Soul, got in the top cut. That's great. Good job to you. Semi-limited Max C, and that was your big debut. Good job. Let's keep on going. We have Shining Sarcophagus sneaking into the top cut here. There's a lot of wild rogue decks with Maxi being semi-limited today. A lot more than usual. What is going on? There is the 60 card main deck. Holy moly, that is large. And then we have the extra deck. Dragoon with that hard drawn Red Eyes Fusion was able to play through a ton of disruption where otherwise they would have been able to disrupt every play on their way to make the Anaconda into dumping the Red Eyes Fusion. So maybe consider playing this card at 3 if Dragoon is really that good just by hard opening this card. What else we have? Wait, are we playing Thrust? Thrust in our hand at least? No, we're not. I would maybe play Thrust and even more copies of Red Eyes Fusion. We have Danger Dark World. What I really loved about watching Dark World today is finding out that the Dragon Lord, very popular, gets countered by a single danger. One danger, just spam activate it, doesn't get destroyed. This now drops down to 0, and now it chain link blocks your own effects from the opponent having a Mercurier, from them having an Ash Blossom. And do understand that if you're a branded player, be careful with your Dragon Lord stopping your Mercurier, stopping your Ash Blossom. Nicely done. Good job to you. What else do we have? We have Centurion with White Forest. Hybrid. Triple Pirellia. Where is the Fool Loss? Why are you playing Pirellia over Fool Loss intentionally so? Hybrid, maybe you want to give some insight into the choice here. I'm interested to know. Very nice. Good job to you. Pirellia hits Bestials, and maybe you expected a lot of Bestials in today's event. Maybe. What else we have? Maybe you feel like Branded could more easily play around a Fool Loss, but Pirellia, I mean, what are they really doing for the hand? They're special summoning Cartesia maybe, plus their normal summon? I don't really know about that. Tenpai Dragon is playing 1 Pirellia, triple Fool Loss, 40 card clean, looking good. Double Gold Sark with the Blaster is now the way, or is it? Is it now the way, or is that just our super special tech? Konami Manager, well done. Branded, when we expected a lot more than 1. This Mad Lad has triple opening, triple Alibur, triple Serenir, not even playing 60 cards, 52 cards, no grass looking greener, and still having room for double Retribution. Very interesting. Well done to you. And then there is the extra deck. Chaos Star Source Dragon is quite spicy. Everyone's playing the Dragon Lord, so that's not too crazy. And then we have Armed Dragon. Second place, Heartbreaker. What a mad lad. 40 cards, looking clean. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for what this deck's going to look like when the light and dark Dragon Rulers come out. What I fear is that the light and dark Dragon Rulers may get the other Dragon Rulers onto the ban list again. I don't really know how the deck works yet. I don't think it's available in OCG yet, but we'll see. Good job, Armed Dragon. And we now have White Force. It's also worth noting that in today's event, the Spellcaster Village and Summon Limit were banned. And we did see a lot of Supreme King Melodious being a deck that was doing well, not too recently, but in some tournaments, they were loving the Spellcaster Village. In fact, it's 100% usage. So rip Bozo to Supreme King Melodious. Back to White Force. I'm sorry for any of those that caught strays just there. It wasn't my intent. Now, we have Yurievna with White Forest. 40 cards. We got the Azure Rune. I've always been hesitant to play with my toys over Runic, and I think I'm convinced today after seeing some of the tank toy soldier plays. I like it. And then here is the extra deck. Got double evenly match. And then what else we have here? We have the other White Forest. We have Anderson Strife. Also playing with the Scylla Hat Rabbit. You would think that just ending on Little Knight may be enough, but no. Rabbit and Little Knight, sure. Well done. Good job, Anderson. Also the toy version of the deck. And then what else we have here? We have Infernoble Knight. They were so excited to play this deck now that Maxi has been semi-limited. Now, Maxi, it's a truth that Maxi does keep decks like this in check. It really does. And that's why a lot of cards in this deck, or I think this deck's not really playable in the TCG because there's no Maxi, so they had to hit the deck a lot harder. This is Flame Swordsman. I will be looking at the usage of Fualos right after looking at the total deck list here. We got 1 Fualos, 2 Maxi. Good job, Huncho. And the overall impact of Maxi being semi-limited is essentially, if we look at 10 duels, 3 out of 10 duels, the opponent will likely have Maxi against you. 2 out of 10 duels is now the new number. Only 2 out of 10 where they will actually have a Maxi on your very first turn. If they're playing a 40-card deck, it kind of averages out to that. So let's see what else we have here. Good job for the Flame Swordsman variant, Huncho. And then we have MSB with another version. Playing the combo I like to talk about a lot, Dimensional Barrier plus Thrust if you get heavily disrupted on your first turn. Good job. Maxi semi-limited. We got the Ken and Jen combo up in here, sure. This could force out an early impermanence, and then you follow up with some more plays. What else do we have here? There is the extra deck. I do like the thought that Connector forces Ash, the Jen and Ken force the Imperm, and then you could more safely summon your Isold. So there you go. Top 16 for both of you, top 4 for one. And then Snake Eye Fire King. First place deck list. We got triple Fualos, double Ash. There is everything there, nothing out of the ordinary. And then we have Modsa alongside Liquid House. Thank you. Let's see what else is here. Anything out of the ordinary? I don't see it. What else here? Nonstop DC. Anything out of the ordinary? So we have 2 Fualos, 3 Fualos, 3 Fualos. Okay, and then we have Kin Diaika with a 42 card, triple Fualosin it up. Is there a correlation between those playing Fualosin doing better in today's event? Let's now look at the top decks page to find that out. So we're going to go on tournaments, we're going to go last 7 days, we're going to click on Meta Weekly. I'm going to type in not just Fualos, but we're going to type not playing Fualos. That's a good indicator. We could see Fua, not playing Fua. So these are all the players not playing Fua in today's event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More than half of the top 16 not playing Fualos. Now, what about Fua at 1? Honcho, maybe for cross-out designator. Okay. Fua at 2. 1. only nonstop DC. And then Fua at 3. 4 Mad Lads playing it at 3. Of course, Tenpai. Sure. And then I would like to check who was playing Bestial. Bestial Magna is a good thing to search, right? Bestial Magna Hut. We have just 4 Mad Lads playing it. Yep. This was not the Sword Soul Tenyu deck. It was the Sword Soul Centurion. Sure. And there you go. Maybe not as many Bestials as I thought. Well, okay. Serenir. Just Bestial in general. Bestial or Magna Hut. Magna or Serenir. I don't think I did that correctly. I'm not doing the search correctly. Yeah, so for those, and then Serenir is, we add in the one branded that did well in today's event. Yeah, so, okay. And there you go. That is the event. Ubel is falling. Ubel didn't have a good showcase today, but this does consider all community tournaments total. Snake Eye Fire King is not just doing well in my own events. As you can see here, it's clapping up. The Cosmic Clash, the Summit Quest, the Torneo Samanolo, the Evil League, winning the Evil League, the Cloud City Master Weekly, multiple different community events. Snake Eye Fire King is dominating, but for how long? The New Year anniversary, the precedent's been set. It always massively shakes up the meta. So do expect that in the first week of February for big changes, including a new player campaign, a bunch of big bonuses, and it's also really big for the game overall on the Steam charts. Get record numbers. Last year, let's type in February. February. Wow, massive. Well, I mean, from 16K to 23, that's a 40% increase. That was pretty good. What about the other one? 18K to 26K, 47% increase. We don't really, yeah, that's the big boost. Plus 47, plus 40. And right now we're at 16, so we should hopefully see another plus 40% increase if they have a good enough anniversary with good enough rewards and enough of a meta shakeup, right? So if you're down on the game right now, just expect big things in just a week or two. There you go.